Got this. Got this. Oh, yo.
Okay, seems my role in Central is being a little bit controversial these days. Alright, my role just now is to evaluate Terry for her project 2. So Terry, great job, well done. You fulfilled all the objectives of this project, which you can see listed in your agenda, which is basically to organise the speech. Terry, I believe that you had an interesting opening with a question. All right, it's always a good way, always a good technique to draw the audience's attention in. Well done. You divided your speech basically into 2 parts: benefits, maximise the benefits and minimise the cost. You went into some detail. Okay, so good point. So let me because if you know my style of evaluation is a bit controversial, I tend to be a little bit harsh. But I was really impressed with your second speech, Terry. I also saw your first speech too, and I think also you use no notes, which is very, very impressive. And Scott also no notes. It's not required. It's not required until project 4, something like that. So well done, well done. And in a way, in a sense, you can actually internalize the content of your speech. By using no notes, you free up your hands and you can relax a little bit more into your content. So you knew your content inside out and backwards, and there was a lot of content. So well done. You know, using a question in the beginning is always a good technique. It creates it as a two-way interactive event. So many speakers believe that their role as a speaker is to speak at the audience. And they're so consumed and absorbed with telling them what it is they want to say. Right? And Terry, you are aware of your audience and you actually naturally responded to some of the responses to your questions. So very, very well done. All right, so points for improvement. Basically, I believe that there was too much information for this 7-minute speech. You were 6:48. Okay, so what I mean, you weren't over time, but how much of what Terry presented can you remember? She went through a lot of detail. Maximise the benefits. Can you remember? There were 4 points. Underneath applications, when you're talking about applications, you mentioned at least 7 different apps. So I feel that you kind of went off course a little bit. Was this becoming a speech about your favourite applications? So maybe I think to cut down the amount of information, to focus more. Perhaps one way of doing that would have been 3 tips. Okay, rule of 3. 3 tips. How to use your smartphone more smartly. And with each tip, a little bit of an example. And if you introduce an example for each tip, you have an opportunity to introduce some human beings. Because I don't know if you noticed that Terry's speech was absolutely devoid of human beings. It was about a thing. It was factual, it was logical, it was devoid of people and emotions. If you could have introduced a little bit more, it would have been even better. So well done, Terry. I'll look forward to your speech number 3. Thank you.